I flew almost 150,000 miles this year, and it took until today, December 22nd, for something positive and worthy of writing about to happen to me. Yeah, I could have written an article every week about what not to do based on the crappy service and frequent lies that most airlines dish out, but I'd been on the lookout for something great to happen, something worth sharing. After a week-long family trip to Park City, Utah, my family and I returned to the Salt Lake City airport, eager to get back home for the holidays. Now that's 4 of us, 7 bags, and a connecting flight through Denver to be exact. Sure enough, our flight was delayed. Not to worry though, it was only delayed 45 minutes, and with a 2-hour layover in Denver, we'd be okay. And then the announcement started. Every once in a while, an announcement would let us know that the flight was going to be a little bit later than we expected. And in the end, we took off almost 90 minutes late. I think that's pretty normal, except that today, it wasn't. For a change, the gate agents told the truth. Instead of keeping us in the dark like most airlines, the women at the counter gave us frequent updates about what was happening. And for a change, the gate agents were empathetic, they were understanding, and they were helpful. They made announcements specific to those people with connecting flights and explained what the options were. They calculated the revised layover times and showed passengers how far their next departure gate was from our Denver arrival gate. For a change, they put 4 people at the gate to answer our questions rather than leaving the counter empty like most airlines. I was pretty impressed with what I was witnessing. And then things got interesting. The gate agents proactively began making announcements with time-saving ideas. First, they made it known that we had 5 passengers destined for New York that would have the tightest connection, and they asked that when we all land, most passengers would remain seated until 5 passengers got off. Now, it's not the first time that I've heard of that concept, but it is the first time that I've seen it happen prior to boarding the flight. And then, the gate agents asked anyone willing to gate check bags to come forward and turn them in right away. This was 30 minutes before our plane had even arrived in Salt Lake. Now, most of the time, when they ask for those types of announcements, nobody gets up. But the agents explained that anyone willing to do this would still get their bags on the jet bridge when we landed, and this process would speed up boarding by approximately 10 minutes, because less people would be trying to jam their carry-on bags into the bins when they got on the flight. People lined up with pleasure. When we boarded the plane, the flight attendants greeted us with smiles and expedited the takeoff by helping with bags and seat assignments. And we were in the air before we knew it. The pilot came on and apologized for the delay with a compassionate tone and delivered a little something unexpected. "Because of the inconvenience, folks," he said, "we're going to go ahead and allow you to enjoy all 24 channels of DirecTV with our compliments." Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but to the 150 passengers on board, it was pure gold. And just before our initial descent, a flight attendant made an announcement reinforcing the earlier request to let the New York-bound passengers off the plane first. She even had those 5 passengers raise their hands and ask the rest of us to look around and find these 5 passengers so that we knew to let them pass. Guess what? The folks headed to New York made their flight. And so did we. Let's review what just happened here and make it repeatable for your company. In other words, when things don't go as planned, and maybe you don't fly airplanes for a living, but I'll bet you've had to tell your customers about a late delivery at some point. Here's what to do. Number 1, be pleasant. See, you're already delivering bad news. No need to deliver it with a bad attitude. In fact, being friendly will go a long way to earning the understanding of your inconvenienced customers. Number 2, be empathetic. If you don't care about your customer, they're certainly not going to care about your explanations, or excuses sometimes. See, put yourself in their shoes. Imagine that what's happening to your customer is actually happening to you. And once you know how your customer feels, you'll be better prepared to help them. Which leads me to my next point. Number 3, be helpful. Your customer needs your help. Your customer is depending on your help. Your customer wants your help, so help them! Even if it's just a little bit. Your mission is to help them the best and the most that you can. Number 4, be solution-oriented. Nobody wants to hear what you can't do. Nobody wants to hear that there's nothing anyone can do. See, there's always something. Always. So focus on what can be done and deliver that right away. Number 5, be consistent. Be sure that everyone on your team knows what's happening and how you're solving the problem. Your customer will automatically feel better if the entire company is on the same page. Just think of the story I just shared with you. The gate agents, the flight attendants, and the pilots were all focused on making things right. Number 6, be thorough. Delivering some help is a start, but walking your customer all the way through the entire solution and then ensuring that the solution works is, well, best. Attack the problem from every angle at once and ensure that you eliminate or mitigate the issue. The flight attendants could have just said, well, it looks like everyone will be able to make their flights, but we don't have any gate information. Be sure to check with a gate agent when we land. That's what most flight attendants do, but these flight attendants were different. They worked their tails off to be sure that we were thoroughly taken care of. Number 7, be thankful. Thank your customers. Thank them for their understanding. Thank them for their cooperation. Thank them for their business. Thank them for trusting you. Thank them, thank them, thank them. Oh, but don't just say it. You gotta do it. Show them that you're thankful by serving them well and by doing your best. Go above and beyond and make them feel your gratitude. And number 8, this one's a bonus. Be better next time. It's a bonus, but it's also the next logical step. And there's 2 ways to become better, either by preventing the problem from happening in the future, or by being better prepared to react and respond to the problem in the future. I suggest that you work on both strategies. Now that's a lot to learn on a layover, isn't it? I think you should put this one down in the history books. An airline delivered great service. And I think that they might just be onto something here. Oh, and if you're wondering what airline I flew, it was Frontier Airlines. So if you're flying anytime soon, try Frontier. Give them a try. I hope you're not delayed like I was, but even if you are, Frontier will take great care of you.